Can we find another way to get the bolt-action rifle from Sheriff Malloy in the very beginning of Chapter 2 without alerting the law? Let's find out.
Good morning, Arthur. Long time, boy. Yeah. Easy.
I don't think you should just be wandering around here, friend. Not a thing happens round here without an O'Driscoll saying so. Understand me?
Yep.
Right, down you go!
Yep.
Morning, friend.
Morning.
How are you?
Sold a lot of papers today.
Well, that's so.
Hunt continues for Cornwall train robbers.
Good morning to you.
Come on now, get moving, will you? Yeah!
Hard rain the other day washed
Hunt
out most of the
continues for
Wilson
Cornwall
clan's
train
crops.
robbers.
Yeah, they'll have almost nothing to show for harvest. Probably.
Come on. Read all about it.
Howdy. New in town? I only keep select items on the shelf.
Wait a sec. You can't be over there. There's nothing for you back there, sir. That's it. Hold on. I'm not about to sell to you with that man.
What do you want?
This is private. Get lost. You show your face or I'll have to get the law. I don't want anything to do with this.
Let me into that back room of yours right now.
Sir, please. You don't want to get involved with them, I promise you.
You make them open up, or you're a dead man.
Hey, open up. It's me. I brought some food and whiskey for you fellers.
Yeah, it's only the duck.
Don't try anything funny.
Thought you were that cowpoke who bothered us earlier.
Fish on the line.
Put it on the table.
The hell's the matter with you?
In the head.
Come on now. Please don't do this.
Hello.
Damn it all!
You lost your damn mind? Shit! You signed your death warrant when you tied me up.
Why is your face covered like that?
This is very kind of you. Shit. All right, let's go. Oh, hell!
Why are you creeping about with that on your face? Wait, what the hell?
Okay, boy.
Yep.
Good boy. There, boy. You're all right, boy.
Hey, who's there?
It's me.
Glad to see you back in one piece.
We're going for a walk. mercy. I'll light you up! I won't beg, not to a shitheel like you. You can rot in hell! Just isn't your day, is it? This what you want? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, who are you?
It's me, Arthur.
Welcome back, Arthur.
Yeah.
Commander Lind, I am nothing of the kind.
How is that food coming along, Mr. Pearson?